Buddy, hey, get on out of that student union, folks. Put down the everything bagel.
Those are good, aren't they?
I mean, to me, that too much goes everywhere for me. You take a bite and it's just like a rainfall of seeds.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like that's too much for me. Because then you got like dust all over the place and you gotta like clean up after yourself. And I don't like cleaning.
Yeah.
Cleaning's not fun. So I prefer
Not my go-to.
I prefer if there's something that's on the bagel, I prefer something baked on, like a cheese,
Mm,
because that's not
like
falling off and going anywhere.
yeah, a Parmesan bagel.
Something like that. But honestly, I'm my father's son. Give me a plain bagel, I'm fine. You
Hmm.
know, maybe a cinnamon swirl. But I went to Costco, not to immediately not talk about Days of Our Lives. Hey, this is a Days of Our Lives podcast, by the way, not a mom talks to son about random life stuff podcast. But listen along anyway. I've got this giant bag of pancake mix, and so like that's just huge, Costco sized bag of pancake mix. I didn't realize how big it was going to be, but it's
Yeah.
huge. So I've got pancakes for years. So I think that's probably just going to be what it is. I don't have a need for bagels right now. So put down your pancakes, folks. Get on out of that student union. Walk across the quad. Salem University is in session. This random weird Sunday morning class offering.
Hmm.
Climb on into the lecture hall. The professor's still on sabbatical, but I'm here. It's me, Matt.
And it's me, Cat.
And we're
Good
gonna
morning.
good morning. We're talking about Days of Our Lives. Citra's here, Jeannie's here. Hello, classmates. We got audio, right? Ma, say something. Okay,
Hello.
good. We do have audio. I'm just making
We have
sure. Just
audio.
making
We have
sure.
video.
Excellent,
We got
excellent.
Jeannie in the chat. We're set.
We're good. We're good. We know that we're on when Jeannie's here.
Yep.
If Jeannie doesn't show up, then we have a broadcast problem.
Well, yeah. Well, if she doesn't, yeah. She doesn't show up, we have to worry about her, right?
Oh gosh, Jeannie has Grand's frozen biscuits right now with butter strawberry jam.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, Citra wanted to know right away, jumping straight in to the
Hmm.
plot drama here, Days
Yes.
of Our Lives. Citra, before we broadcast, she had a question.
Hmm.
Do y'all think? Hey, LaShun's here. Do y'all think? Oh no, it went away. Come back. Come back. There. Scroll up.
I'm thinking of Rose on the,
Come back, chat. Do you think that Joy is really pregnant, or is it a false alarm?
Hmm. I think, I don't know. I want it to be a false alarm because I think that, there's already pregnant people on the cast right now. There's already pregnant characters. We don't need a whole mess of Ellies, do we?
Just a gang of new children in Salem.
We don't,
Well,
we already
let's see who's
got
pregnant right now. Well,
Sophia.
Sophia's
Yeah,
pregnant. Yeah, I mean that's our main pregnancy
she's
storyline.
going now. She got a little baby
She
belly.
does. She does. She's actually kind of adorable in those overalls.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a cute outfit. I like this Sophia. I gotta say, Ma, I like her better
Like
than the
that
first Sophia.
Sophia.
I do. I find her face very engaging. Like I don't know. She sells it. She sells it facially for me.
As far as their features go, the new Sophia looks more like Amy than
That
the
makes
old.
sense. That makes sense. I get a sense from this Sophia that there's a chance for longevity. Like the character could last after this story. Like she could find herself in something else, and it'd be like, oh yeah, that's the Sophia that was pregnant by Tate's kid.
Well, yeah, and she wants to be a doctor, so she'll wind up working for Kayla.
Yeah, something like that. I just have a sense. I have a feeling. Like in comparison to like Joy, I don't know where Joy. I know she's got a sister who's Chloe or whatever. That's a mainstay on the show, but I don't know where Joy fits into this stuff even right now. So it's just a difference in the feeling that I get when I'm watching these
I
characters.
I was surprised at first when we saw Joy because I just thought that I
What
thought
the
that
LA?
she show. I
Just
thought
what?
she moved body and heart and
Body,
body and
body
soul.
and soul.
I thought she moved with them.
I guess she was dragging her feet too much and they recast.
Yeah, she didn't pull her decision fast
No,
enough.
no, no. Hollywood moves in a mile a minute, especially in Soapland. We don't have time to wait for you to decide.
No.
LaShun says that Joy was born to help save her sister from leukemia. Ooh,
Oh.
like I'm going to have another
Oh,
kid to harvest their organs type thing.
yeah.
Like that
I
movie.
I remember a movie about that.
Yeah, I saw that movie. I don't remember what it's called or who was in it, but it was a movie.
Yeah. And yeah, they
Oh, I think
had
it was called My Sister's Keeper.
something like that. Yeah. Yeah. And they had an additional child for the sake of the one that was sick.
Yeah, I mean, what better? We're going to have a match, a genetic match for all the organs and blood and everything that our other daughter needs.
Well, no wonder. Joy is kind of a brat when it comes to her mother, and her
Mm-hmm.
mother is too much of a busybody and very judgy to her. So I understand why she doesn't want to go back to New York. No, she don't want to go.
I mean, yeah,
She doesn't want her mom in her daily life.
I'm going to try to make it work right here in Salem. Why not? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
There's no better town in the United States to try to make it happen than here in Salem, USA. Before it was Salem, Illinois, it was Salem, USA. Just Salem out there.
USA.
Just in
There's lots of
America.
states that have a Salem.
I know it could have really been anywhere until they decided it was one place.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. LaShawn thinks that it's a false alarm. Plus, Alex doesn't want her. He's in love with Stephanie Johnson.
Yes, he is in love with Stephanie Johnson, and Stephanie seems to be in love with him this week. And you never know with Stephanie;
I
she
mean,
gets in love pretty quick.
she could turn her head and be like, "Oh, huh? Who's that over there?
But she is concerned about
Dr.
Joy.
Mark Green, you're so handsome."
She is concerned about that.
She is very concerned. She's concerned about this potential pregnancy. She's concerned about what it might do to her relationship with Alex.
Yes.
She's concerned about what it might do to Alex himself.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just moving things around a little bit.
Fiddling with life. She's living her life, everybody. That's what she's doing. She's moving
You know what?
around. I said she's living her life. She's fiddling with lights.
I am.
She's like, oh, look at that. You look like you usually look. I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying, but it makes you look angelic.
Yeah, I didn't like
Your,
it though.
your,
It was weird.
your
It was,
halo.
yeah.
Maybe you can start wearing a hat like I do.
Oh, you want to see my hat? You better come on at 1:30.
Okay, all right. Join us 1:30. We're going to talk about Beyond the Gates. Beyond the Gates
Yep.
Unlocked. Brand new
Unlocked. Yep.
podcast offering here on 10th
That's
World Podcast
unusual.
Network. So come hang out with us. We're going to talk about days of, well, I mean, we're talking about days of our lives right now, sort of. The General Hospital at 11, and then 1:30 Beyond the Gates. So join us for just a day of just chit chat about soap operas. Oh boy, we're going to be so tired. So this week started off Monday, all right, with what I found to be just a super fun sequence of events. I found this mightily, mightily entertaining. And I don't know if anybody else did and if I'm alone in this. But Johnny and Chanel learning how they needed to be, agreeing to exaggerate their good Christian standings, meeting with Mrs. Choi in the Demira Manor,
Yes.
Chanel dressed like a
Yes.
Puritan,
Yes. With a giant cross
with a
on.
giant cross,
That
showing
was
up with
big.
with a plate of fruit, and they're like, "Oh, this is delicious. What's the recipe?" And she's just like, "Well, it's the staff, and that's just the kind of life that this baby could have."
And then she mentioned sweet bits, and
I don't like that double entendre. I never even thought of that. It was just, to me, it was so good. And then, of course, with all of this falsehood happening, with Mrs. Choi being like, "Okay, this is baloney, y'all." Like, it's just figuring it out before the big burst in. But
yes,
then, boom, Gabby's here. You son of a bitch! You tell me where my
you
brother.
son of a, where's my brother?
Just because EJ's trying to play cool, Paulina's trying to play cool, Everybody's trying to make this happen for Johnny and Chanel, and boom, Gabby shows up and just pops the bubble. It just from the conversation of you need to exaggerate Christianity to Gabby popping in to confront EJ was just the height of enjoyment for me.
And EJ looked like, oh.
I don't know what you're talking about. At all. At all. And then Johnny, of course. Johnny's like, if you had anything to do with this, Dad, if you had anything to do with this, then it's over. But I'm going to change my last name to
Black.
Black, I guess. Oh, I don't know. I guess.
Well, so Sammy's his mama, so he can
Well,
change
Sammy's
it.
his mom, but John Black isn't Sammy's dad. Roman is.
That's true.
So he'd have to be. I'm changing my name to Johnny Brady.
He
It,
could.
it sounds like somebody from the Brady Bunch, honestly. Johnny Brady.
Yeah. It sounds like a
Okay.
like a little boy that Jen has a crush on her, but he likes Marcia.
He just happens to have the same last name. See, it's easy, Mom. I don't have to go, change my driver's license or anything if we get married.
Yeah.
Did you know that Taylor, not Swift, but the other one, the boy Taylor from the Twilight movies?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Lautner, Taylor Lautner. He
yeah.
he,
Yeah,
he got
yeah, yeah.
he got married to a lady named Taylor, and they're the Taylors.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
they're the Taylors.
I don't know if she changed her last name to Lautner, but they're the Taylors together. That's for sure.
Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, isn't Adam Husk's husband is Adam, isn't it?
What?
Adam Husk. Isn't his husband's name Adam?
I think so. Adam Huss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because when you say Adam Huss, it's like you breathe into. It's like I don't know what it is, but the audio cuts out the huh part of Huss, and so I don't know why.
Hus.
Right. Well, that now it came out just fine, but first two times I'm like, what is she saying anyway? So is Emily playing Teresa and Gwen? Day of Days said only Gwen, and Teresa was a surprise, and I think it was meant to be. I think that's why they said she's coming back as Gwen to hide the Teresa part. So you'd be like, oh my God, it's Teresa. I didn't know what was coming.
No,
I like
I
to
did.
see
Well, we knew that she was returning just because we went to Day of Days. That's the only reason why we knew she was returning at all.
Oh, but I mean, but as Teresa though, I didn't.
Yeah.
That's the surprise.
Yes, that is the surprise because they led us to believe because she walked on the stage with her blonde wig on.
What I mean, what I want this
And
to
then she
be.
took it off, remember?
Yes, yes, yes. So maybe that was a subtle hint. I'm coming back first as Teresa, then I will be Gwen afterward. So what I want this to be, and I don't think that I'm gonna get it, but I want this with Teresa showing up, right? And the timing of Teresa, right? Because Tate shows up and he's like, "What do you, Uncle Andrew had to tell me about Grandpa John? You didn't say diddly squat, Daddy-o," right? Direct line. That's exactly what he said. And then, Brady being all apologetic, he was like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah," but they were talking about John being missing, right? And he's like, "We're gonna get through this as a family." And then Teresa's like,
Right.
bam, she shows up at the end. So you didn't see this. I'm just ruining it for everybody. I'm spoiling it for
Guys, I
you.
didn't realize it until this morning that I didn't watch Friday's show.
I pulled the cat right out of the bag with that, and I threw Mom right under the bus. So
What the heck's
so
wrong
anyway,
with me?
so let me tell you what happened.
Okay.
Okay, so Tate's been busy, and he had a big old fight with Holly about the necklace and about Doug, about the baby. It just snowballed into a big fight about everything.
Well, if the writing's kind of on the wall that it looks like Tate and Holly, it will break up.
Oh yeah, and they're not gonna last. They're in love because
Yeah.
they say they're in love because they're young and they're like, but I love him, and they don't recognize what it means when everything starts crumbling. In any case, so they have a big old fight. So basically, Tate's been unavailable to get this news because he's been busy. And then he
been
gets a phone call, or he talks to Uncle Andrew. I don't remember the exact situation, but he talks to Uncle Andrew, who informs him that John Black has gone missing.
Yes.
And so he goes home to confront his dad. How come you didn't say anything? Yada, yada, yada. Apologies, apologies. We're going to get through this together as a family. Teresa opens the door. Boom. Does that include me?
She got out of jail.
Dressed in street clothing, Mother.
Well, because she got out of jail.
So they let her out. So she shows up in the middle of this whole John Black is missing thing. Marlena and Steve earlier in the episode decide that they're going to go find themselves a John Black because, listen, Steve, this is my Marlena impression. It's really spot on. Listen, Steve. That's not her.
No.
That's being disrespectful, and I'm sorry. So she goes, hey, if I were to go missing, John Black would go from pole to pole. I mean, she didn't say that, but basically he would go around this planet.
Searching for me.
She didn't even say worlds. She said he would go around this planet to find me. So they decide that the best thing that they can do for John is to go find him. And the first stop, Shane Donovan's office in Washington, D.C.
Of course.
So they're packing their bags. They're going together because Steve's not going to let her do this alone.
Right.
Right.
I'm actually, when it comes to the character of Steve, I was surprised that he didn't go look for him already.
We were waiting for this moment, I guess.
I guess, huh?
So now they're going to go run off together. So all of this, Steve and Marlena leaving to go find John. Teresa's showing up being like, we're going to get through this as a family. Does this include me, right? All of this together. I want this to be like this huge, all-encompassing, every member of the cast adventure. Where everybody finds themselves in the jungle.
Do you guys remember when Teresa went to jail? What month was it that Teresa went to
Oh
jail?
gosh, October, September. It's been a good 6 months or something, right?
Well, it's time for her to get out of jail. Her sentence was 6 months.
Well, then there we go. Her sentence is over, and everyone just wasn't paying attention because they're too busy having drama.
Yeah.
Or she was let out 2 weeks early or something.
Yeah.
For good behavior.
For good behavior.
Of
Or
course.
we're crowded or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is. So I want this, honestly, I'm not joking here, okay? I want this to be as much of the cast as possible. From Abe to Jude. All right?
Yeah.
In the jungles, wrapped into this adventure that has been spawned by the disappearance of John Black. Because why not? Why not make it huge, make it epic, make it include everybody? Just cover the soundstage in jungle set.
You know what movie popped in my brain when you were talking about, in the jungle? I don't remember the title of this movie, but it was, his name fell out of my brain.
Oh no! You're
Anyway,
forgetting everything.
Robert Downey Jr. That's Robert Downey Jr.
Tropic Thunder.
Yes! That's the movie that popped in my brain when you said in the jungles.
Yeah, I was thinking more like Congo, but yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, and then last week we said, we find out that John Black, uncovered some sort of fortune, and that's ultimately going to save the hospital, and they can rename it the John Black Memorial Hospital, and that's a great way of just, keeping the name alive and all that. So we could build up to that. We find out that he died doing something amazingly great. Saving the world,
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we have a chance to make it huge and not just isolated.
Oh, I don't know how much. Well, of course, when they discovered that he is not with us anymore, it's going to be huge, and there's going to be all kinds of characters come back, and there's going to be all kinds of super emotional filled scenes, and the emotion is going to be absolutely real.
I just, I want it to be different. I want it to be different than Doug's.
Yeah?
Because everybody showed up and they're like, oh, it's Doug's funeral. We're sad. We're here because it's Doug's funeral. That's why we've returned to the show. I want it to be like we're in danger, and then boom, here's Hope with a gun. I followed you. I followed you out here.
I don't think it's going to be like Doug's, really. I think it's going to be more plot driven.
Yeah, I want it to be tied into an adventure. I really do. I think that's I don't know, the best way to do it. Especially since we've had so many heavy deaths recently from Victor to Doug to just everybody. And it's all been very like, oh, he went down in a plane crash. Everybody's come back for his funeral. Oh, he passed away peacefully in his sleep. Everybody's come back for his funeral. It's time to shake up that a little bit because oh gosh.
You're right.
You know, I don't want to continue to be sad in the same way. I want to be sad in an excited way.
Yeah. I think you're going to get, I think there's going to be both. There's going to be, all these, the folks coming back together, and it will be kind of Doug-like. Mm-hmm. But I think it's going to be a broader umbrella.
Like Bo wakes up and the first thing he has to say is like sarsaparilla. And they're like, what do you mean sarsaparilla? He's like, that's the code. That's the code. We need to go. We need to go right now. Because he went into a coma with some sort of vital piece of information. Huh?
Oh, did he?
I don't know. I'm making it up. He went into a coma long before we started watching. He's been in a coma for a long time. He's been in a coma for like Lulu times.
Like 4 years, like Lulu,
Like a long time. Like a long time. I think he had some sort of brain aneurysm or something.
Oh, wow.
It was very sad.
Yeah.
I think he might have died in Hope's arms or something, and then it turned out to actually be a coma. I don't know. It's Days of Our Lives, right?
Right. It sure is.
Like that revolving door character. We haven't seen Melinda in forever, and now boom, she's back and she's doing stuff.
Yeah, Melinda ain't been around for a while.
She hasn't been around.
Ever since she got out, ever since she got untied, she's been gone.
Yeah, she's been gone. Recovering, relaxing, being on vacation, coming back to defend Rachel in court.
And she works for Titan.
Well, Demira, I guess.
No, yeah, you're right. Demira, not Titan.
Yeah, so she's there.
She works for Demira.
Right.
Works for Kristen.
Yes, and that's why she was representing Rachel to get her, a minimal bond or out of prison or whatever it was, released to Kristen's care and custody, is what she did, and then immediately turns around and being like, I bought the necklace. It's my necklace now. Oh, you didn't see that too because it was Friday. She bought the necklace.
Teresa did?
No, Melinda.
Oh, my word. I missed a good episode. What's wrong with me?
It's okay. It's okay. Melinda brought the Dougie and Holly, I think. Doug and Holly are talking. Dougie 3 and Holly are talking about the necklace. Ooh, because Leo tracked down someone. Some person bought it. You know that. That wasn't on Friday. Mm-hmm. That was on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So Doug is sharing this information with Holly. Hey, Leo tracked down, at least it's some lady in town. Mm-hmm. And as they're talking about that, Melinda strolls up. It was me. She's wearing it.
And she's wearing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you also miss Rafe getting his memories back?
No, okay. I saw Rafe getting his memories back. That was on Thursday.
Okay.
Yes, I saw Rafe get all his memories back. I saw Jada realize it is Rafe.
Yes, and be so happy and just mentally at that moment just decide I'm never going to mention this Sean thing. Boy, am I going to keep this a secret until Sean ruins it for me.
EJ is going to start pooping his drawers when he realizes
it's all falling apart.
Rafe remembers.
It is,
and Rafe's going to continue to remember more things, I'm sure.
Oh yes, until finally he remembers, oh my gosh, EJ did this to me.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna remember that crazy lady in white.
See, this is leading up to, of course, we all know who shot EJ storyline. We all know that's coming. So we're starting to really lay down a bunch of suspects.
They have. Because everybody in town can't stand him, including his own children right
now. Yeah, Johnny, Johnny came about in an unfortunate way.
He did.
And that's almost gunworthy. In Soapland, I won't say in real life it's ever worthy of that for anything, but in Soapland, that's a motive. That's what we call motive. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how it all goes down. It's going to be interesting. Again, I want it to be EJ taking himself out because things are just too stressful and he needs a break. So I'm going to go pretend like I've been shot and then go to an island for a while and Dr. Rolf will save me.
Oops. And Richa will arrange all of it for me.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
He had lots of
Jeannie
readers.
is not sure how Johnny did not know. And my only answer to that is because that's the story we're telling right now. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't have a strong answer for that. And the same thing with the Holly didn't know that Eric ran her dad over.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's because we're finding out now. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're finding out now.
Because we're finding out now.
Why have them find out when they're 3 or 6 or 10 when
Hmm.
you can save it for when they're right for a big dramatic moment?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Save it for when it's most emotional damage can happen.
Jeannie goes, I know. Yeah, I know. It's just one of those things. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
Because, big news like that, some sort of big dramatic thing that everybody knows about, likely would have been leaked to you at some point in your life before
You would think.
now.
You would think.
You would think.
Especially in that town, because in that
Mm-hmm.
town, everybody talks to portraits of dead people
All the time.
all the time.
As if they're still
And they
with us.
spill it.
And they just, in great excruciating detail.
Yes.
Last Tuesday, my cousin, like excruciating detail. My goodness, there's family secrets out there that some families have, but even then, there's rumblings. You hear you have suspicions, right? You hear that maybe so and so isn't actually, but really it's their aunt. Like it happens.
Sure.
It happens in families.
It does happen in families.
So at this point, there would have been EJ and Sammy didn't exactly get along at the time of your conception. Well, what does that mean? No, I don't know. I've got questions, but no real answers because it's weird to talk about. I'm not going to confront my dad
But
over
I know that Johnny and EJ are going to have a big confrontation next week.
Mm-hmm.
I know that.
Yes. 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 What Chanel is doing is illegal. Hello, Ron. Ron Julian is with us. Hello, Ron Julian. Hopefully,
Hey, Ron.
Amy. I'm just going to read this because this is the first time I've seen John's name or Ron's name. So Ron says, hopefully, Amy has a sit down with her daughter and has a good conversation about not giving away the baby, especially to the Demiras. What Chanel is doing is illegal. I'm not sure what Chanel is doing is illegal. I'm not sure what he's referring to.
I don't know. I don't know
Is
either.
it?
What is it, Ron? What illegal?
Exaggerating, lying? Is it fraud? In some sort of adoption sense to present yourself not truthfully to a potential decision maker? Maybe that's it. Maybe
Maybe.
that's it. I don't know. Let us know, Ron.
I think Sophia's going to wind up possibly keeping her baby.
I don't see why she would want to. I just don't see that yet. But maybe. Who am I to say no?
Well, the reason because maybe Tate and Sophia are going to get back together because Tate and Holly are going to go on the rocks, and Holly's going to go pick up old Dougie 3.
I want something better for Sophia. I want Tate to fall in love with a West Coast college. I want her to be like, I'm going to Portland, Dad. I'm going to Portland University. I'm going to learn how to be a lumberjack.
In Salem.
No, don't go to
West
Salem.
Coast Salem.
Yes, West Coast Salem. In Salem, Portland. Salem Community College in Portland, Oregon. That's where I'm moving to, Father. Uncle Eugene out there. He Portland seems like a perfect place for Eugene. I don't know where he wound up. I don't know if he's still traveling through time. But,
Actually, a couple of weeks ago when she had her little when she had her her pains, Sophia had her pains and she went to the hospital.
yeah.
I thought maybe she was going to miscarry.
No, she was just having a dramatic pregnancy.
Yes, she was just, her ligaments were going, hey,
Hey,
we're stretching down here.
Hey, you're having a baby. By the way, there's something growing inside you. It's a wonderful miracle. Ron says it is about the adoption manipulation. And I can see that. I didn't think about the legality. I thought about the fun because it was fun. Especially the costume.
Yeah.
Especially the costume. Come on.
Well, when she came out in that getup She looked like a half nun and half monk. I don't know.
I
What
loved
was
it.
that?
Yeah, it was like a sleeveless nun outfit without a habit.
I mean, she might. I mean, she looked so ridiculous. She should have went and saw Lucas and got his cloak.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. Yes. Where is that man? We need more Lucas. We need more Lucas Horton on the show. So I put up a poll before we started
Huh?
about that slap. I wanted to know if people found it to be unjustified or if they wanted to hit her again. And
I don't know. You know, that was a good one
it
too.
was a good slap.
It was a good
It
slap.
was a good slap. I mean, that was soap
They even knocked the
veteran
tar out of her.
slap status right
I
there.
mean, she
It's all about the cell
slapped the
job.
taste out of
It's
her
all
mouth.
about the cell job, all right? Because the person who's throwing the blow can only do so much. It really is about the impact, about how the person sells it. You know, because if Kristen just went, turned her head real quick, that doesn't
Right.
that doesn't show power.
Right.
But the way that
Stacy sold it.
but yeah, she ate it. Her hair went flying. She almost went a tumbling down. All right, showing the
But you know,
power.
those two actresses have done many a slap for the camera.
Oh, very much so. That is that
Many a slap, both of
soap
them.
veteran status slapping right there is what that was.
Yeah, I'm sure when Tamara was playing Carly, she probably slapped 20 people.
She just shows up with a red pen to all the script reads, and she's like, "I think we should throw a slap in here. How about just right in between this line, Sonny, you slap, son of a gun." Yeah, yeah.
And then she went home, and she had a cold compress on her face.
Oh, Brady, I've been hit. She's lucky I don't press charges. Um, so you would have voted hit her again. Not that the slap
Well,
was
I
unjustified.
always say hit her again.
So the five people who voted in this poll, which of course then is representative of all of soap opinion out there, which means that this is 100% what every member of the soap community thinks, and it's probably pretty accurate in this instance. 20% of people found it to be unjustified. Kristen did
Unjustified.
not deserve to be slapped in that moment. Now, given the fact that only 5 people voted in this poll, I'm going to say that one person thought that it was unjustified, and everybody else said, hit her again.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
oh my
and then
gosh,
Kristen went home and with a little compress.
LaShawn wanted Ava Vitale to slap Kristen again. You know, Kristen's
I-
taking some blows, man.
I think that, like, if they were really getting at it, I think Ava could whip her.
Probably.
I think so. Because I think Ava just maybe has a little more experience in this kind of stuff since she is a mafia princess and she's a little wiry thing, you know?
You know what I find? You know what I find to be Kristen's greatest flaw, and it ties into this and why she would lose in her fight against Ava. Kristen's greatest flaw is her heart.
You think so?
Her heart is getting in the way, Mother.
Yeah.
Her heart is just it's growing 2 sizes. Especially seeing just the terrible condition of her daughter Rachel. Just seeing that she's raising another Demira terror.
Yeah, she is.
It's really making her look inwardly.
Sort of, isn't it? It is actually a little bit.
There's guilt in her. There's regret in the choices that she's been making, and the results of these choices. And then things happen where she gets slapped, and it just continues to be motivation to continue to choose the wrong thing. But there's hesitation after the choice now. There's getting some cold feet here and there. In Kristen, and that's why she would lose, because Ava, I feel as though is still able to turn all of that off.
Oh,
While
I think so.
Kristen would have some sensitivity. Oh, all of what my mother did to her, my daughter did to her, all of these things that happened to her, adjacent to me, I can't just beat her ass. That I think that's I can't just do that.
Well, the CPS and the authorities are going to find out about all this stuff because Rafe is going to remember and he's not going to stay quiet. He has no reason to.
No, not really. He
Absolutely
doesn't
no
have an
reason.
emotional reason to like Ava. Ava's like, well, I can't because then Brady's gonna lose his kid, and I
Right.
like Brady, so I'm not gonna do that. Rafe,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't have the same the same tire motivation, at least that I know about. See, Rafe and Brady have been on the show forever and ever, and we have not been watching it forever and ever. So they could have some sort of big bro bond
They
that
could.
I know nothing about, that hasn't come up recently in story.
Yeah.
That could,
They don't.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
For the time we've been watching it, no, they don't have like a big friendship or something.
I can't
Uh-uh.
even think of a time they've had a scene together.
No, I
So
can't either, actually, unless it was just,
some sort of cop thing,
yeah,
you
but
know,
not really
like taking your
plot
statement.
driven,
Yeah,
but in the same scene. But
yeah.
yeah.
They just both happen to be at the bistro at the same time.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think Rafe is going to be quiet. If he remembers being moved around, and he was moved around. First, he was in the dungeon underneath the Damaris house,
Yeah.
and then they sent him out there to Aramid with
And
the
then
crazy
and
lady.
stuck him with with amnesia water.
Yep, stuck him with the amnesia
He
water.
forgot everything for about 48 hours.
Hmm.
And then and just the power of
And the
Jada.
love, his love for Jada is what made him
Well,
remember.
you can't just erase that kind of love, can you?
Exactly.
It's ever present.
It's ever
It's
present.
it's like it it just makes me think not that Jada and Rafe are John and Marlena, but it
Hmm.
makes me think of John and Marlena because there was nothing that could ever stop that love. Not even the
Right.
devil. Not even the devil.
Not even the devil.
Not even the devil. Not even Satan himself.
I have to, I'm going to give acting chops for this week.
What's that? Who's that?
Sherry.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
you liked
Sherry.
her gun confrontation?
Yep. I thought it was good.
A lot of raw emotion in there for you?
A lot of raw emotion in there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good because I think that Sherry is wickedly smart as an actress. And I
Hmm.
get that sense just from talking to her, personally, because we're best friends. I met her dad. I think that she's really smart and she really understands what it means to be on a soap opera because she gives whatever the scene is asking for. If it's
Yep.
exaggerated camp, if it's goofiness, if it's lighthearted nature, if it's humor, then that's what she's going to give you. If it's a deep, emotional, raw moment in which she really could pull this trigger if it wasn't for JJ right there at the
Hmm.
last moment to say, "We know where your brother is now. You don't have to hurt him.
Right? No kill nobody.
Don't hurt nobody, please." She'll give you that. And she just knows how to play the moments and she can pull it off of the page. And I appreciate in the interview that we had where she would take the direction and
Hmm.
play it as asked. But she
Yes.
knows kind of the core of what might have been the better choice in them. Not to say that she's better than the directors, but something that might have felt more natural to her as a performer in that moment.
Well, I think, and in her time on the show, what's kind of, and it's hard to replace another. It's hard to be a recast.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
it's hard to be a recast. I think she's done. I think she's really like just really kind of settled in. She's really settled in now to being
I
Gabby.
I
It's like a,
think I
it's
think
like a comfy coat now.
if I
She
were if I
has-
were to just yeah for sure yeah, like she knows exactly what she's doing now and what to
Yes.
expect when she gets a new script and what might come out of that. And not to put words in her mouth or to put feelings or anything, because I don't know, I haven't specifically talked to her. I can't say I don't know these people because I know this one.
Yes,
I
we
just
do.
haven't talked to her about this specific thing. But I feel like I think that she pushed to follow her instincts a little bit more because I
Hmm.
can see just with the lighter makeup and with the choices that are made and with her connection to the material, I feel as though the show is letting her drive Gabby a little bit more than previously giving her direction. Not that she doesn't get direction, everybody gets direction.
Hmm.
But you know what I'm trying to
Well,
say?
yeah. If you didn't give me direction, you wouldn't need a director. Um,
Exactly.
well, this week She was wearing this dress earlier in the week,
She
and
sure
oh my
was.
gosh, she was wearing that dress, wasn't she?
God, there's
So
just such a
anyway,
bright future for her. Oh, I'm so excited.
she's, she was looking absolutely stunning,
Hmm.
absolutely stunning. And your dad walks by
Oh, okay.
as I'm watching.
Hmm.
Oh, he saw Gabby and he stopped his tracks.
Well, who's that?
Exactly. Wow, look at her. Ooh.
Well, look at that hot piece. Let's see. I loved Camilla, but she, as in Sherry, owns Gabby now, and I think that's probably how a lot of people feel. I think that this recast has been extremely successful, to a point in which they left just enough time for people to remember the character, but be willing to accept a new actor.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then she hit the ground running. Honestly, like they
Hmm.
launched Gabby out of a cannon when they brought
Hmm.
her back. She showed up in that dress, as
Right.
she does. She blew up everything at the press conference. She dumped Stefan. She just
Hmm.
slept with EJ. Boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
Launched her
Yeah.
like a
And
cannon.
she said she was going to try to, like, I thought about seducing you. Ooh, why you want to touch him again?
But instead, I'm going to shoot you instead.
I
You
don't know.
know, luckily, Philip and Xander, neither one of them had to sleep with Alex or Joy, in order to get them hired into
I think
Titan.
when Teresa is back in town, I don't think Alex is even going to turn his head to her.
Oh
He is
gosh,
so
no.
over all
Oh
that.
my gosh, no. He's totally back in Stephanie land.
He loves him some
Like
Stephanie right now, doesn't he?
he gives Joy the time of day because Alex is a nicer person now than he used to be. But I think
Yes.
that's the extent of it.
I think he really feels bad about dumping her like on Valentine's
I
Day,
mean,
pretty much.
kinda, because he was like, "Yeah, I'm with you," just because Stephanie was unavailable because she was with Philip at the time. And as soon as she became available, I'm like, "Peace." Oh,
Deuces. See ya.
what a cute little Valentine's Day teddy bear with a heart, chocolate
Hmm.
center and stuff. You munch on that while I'm gonna go hang out with Stephanie. Goodbye,
Uh-huh. Bye.
goodbye, 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 goodbye. Man, we're jumping all over the place. We are jumping all over the place. Oh my goodness. They did it first when Brady was dating Adriana, when it was Lindsay Hartley. They did it first. Did what first? They did at first. I'm not sure what you're talking about,
So
Jeannie.
she, so Lindsay Hartley was on Days of Our Lives.
I guess she played Adriana. Adriana as in Gabby's daughter? No, it must be Gabby's sister, right? Didn't they have a Adriana sister or something that died? And then Gabby named her
Yeah, I
daughter
think
after her?
so.
That's the...
I
'Cause
think so.
there's no way Gabby's got an adult daughter.
No, she has but Gabby, I think, has a teenage daughter.
I mean, we just got to bring her into the show.
Sure.
Brady and... Oh, okay. Brady and Rafe had a bromance when Brady was dating Rape's sister, Adriana. Or cousin
Oh.
or niece or whoever Adriana is in the
Mm-hmm.
Hernandez family.
Uh-huh.
Welcome to Days for Dummies, folks. We don't know schnit. We don't know crap about nothing. I have a note on here about Marlena's session with Kat, but I don't care. I got to the end of that, and I decided in that moment that I don't care about Kat.
You decided that, huh?
In that moment, at the end of that session with Marlena, I went, I don't I don't care if you wind up with Chad, and I don't care if you ever show up on the show again. And nothing to say, nothing bad against the actor. I hope that they get to keep their job. But when it comes to the character of Kat,
Well, they have to write her something new if they're going to keep her around, and it's going to have to be more than just Chadwick.
Chadwick. Okay, Leo. So yeah, I just at the end of it, I didn't. Okay, maybe saying I don't care about Kat is being rude and wrong and horrible of me. So let me not say that. But let me just say that I don't want her for Chad. Okay, my Chad is worth more than that cat. Okay, he's just such a good man. All right, and he looks good in a suit. Actually, Billy Flynn
Two
does
of
look
our
real good in
shows
a
have a
suit.
cat.
There's lots of cats.
Yeah.
There's you.
Yep.
There's Cat over on Days of Our Lives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's Cat Grant from Superman.
Yeah. And And there's cat on the gates.
And there's cat on the gates.
Yes.
There's a cat that lives in the Quartermain basement. It's just really good at hiding. And Yuri's never found him.
I remember when I was a little girl and we moved into our house. I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
We moved in that house. There was an attic that had a staircase, and when the previous owners left the cat up in there at that attic.
With food in a litter box?
No,
Oh, that's terrible.
isn't that terrible?
That is awful. So you found the cat.
We found the cat.
Was the cat still alive?
Yes.
And so you had a cat.
Really?
And so you had a cat after that.
No, we didn't. My dad shooed it off.
Well, that's a bummer.
But it was weird though, because
What a terrible life for that poor cat.
well, I don't know how long it wasn't up there that long, I guess.
No, I mean it lived,
Couldn't
and
have
then
been.
once you let it out, I mean cats live and survive. I'm sure it was fine out there on the streets until it found a new home, because cats,
And I don't think my dad had to shoot it off too hard. I think it just took off.
because cats they find people, right? People don't find cats. Cats, I'm moving in because you give me food. Right? Isn't
Right.
that's pretty much how it is? There's not a whole lot
Yeah,
of
pretty
it.
much.
Sure, there's some affection there, but not a whole lot.
It depends on the cat too.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Lindsay Hartley was Gabby and Rafe's sister, Adriana Hernandez. And I'm pretty sure that character has passed away.
Okay.
Unless
I can
Gabby,
totally see her playing a Hernandez.
unless Gabby just really, really, really liked her sister so much that she named her daughter after her, and Adriana is alive and well in Colorado. I don't know.
Well, just like Alexis named Christina on GH after her sister.
Yes, exactly. Jeannie's a cat mama. She's a cat mama and you're a mama cat.
There you go.
There you go. You're cat with a K though, not cat with a C, not like the
Yes.
animal.
I
Cat
don't
with a K.
understand. To me, if your name is going to be Cat, don't spell it like a meow.
Catherine with a C. Please. Leo's Demira article gets the front page.
Yes.
He's going to get a Pulitzer, Ma. Won't be long
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Won't be long now before
Leo
Leo
is
Stark
so-
wins a writing award.
Leo is so excited because he's like a real journalist now.
He's going to get a Cable Ace. Okay? He's going to get a Peabody, a Pulitzer. He might
know
even
what?
get the Nobel Prize.
You know what? I think when Leo and Javi are they are just gelling together. They are in love and about to get married. Who's gonna run back into town? Dimitri.
Oh, maybe. Oh, it's Ariana, not Adriana. What's wrong with me? I keep adding a D in there. I'm crazy. I can't read. That's what it is. It's too small. Oh, my poor little eyeballs. They're just getting so weak in my tender old age.
Oh boy.
I cannot read this tiny text. I need Dr. Rolf to give me an eye transplant.
He could do it.
You know, seeing Lee's dad made me just want Lee back so bad. Like, come on, just Lee, show up in the doorframe. I'm the last vote you need. Yeah, come on, come on. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care if Demira
So
takes
you know
over.
what
Titan
I
or whatever.
think, Matt? Since did you see that Mr. Shen was there?
Yeah.
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 So maybe two of your favorites might come back. You know, I know Wendy's more your favorite than Trip is. You like Wendy more than Trip.
I do like Wendy more than Trip. There's something about Wendy that I just really enjoyed. I can't even tell you specifically what it is. There's just something about her that I liked.
Yep.
And I just want her hacking ways to come right back. To get into the mainframe to save the day. As part of the Avengers team that goes on the John Black adventure. I just want a big adventure. What's wrong with me?
I recognized Mr. Shen too as the actor. I don't know his name,
Well,
but I recognize
he's
him
prolific.
from
He's
other
been on
things.
He's been on stuff.
He's been on stuff.
He's been on
Yes, yes.
stuff. Galen Lindsay played brother and sister on Passions, and Eric was her love interest.
Oh my gosh.
You can rely on Jeannie for letting us know what those Passions connections are. But it seems, how General Hospital collected a bunch of One Life to Live actors? And
Yes.
All My Children actors now. But at
Yes.
first, it was just a bunch of One Life to Live. It looks
Hmm.
like Days of Our Lives picked up a bunch of Passions actors. And that makes sense because they were both campy.
Yeah.
Passions was kind of like
And they were on
the
the same network too, right?
I think so. I think it was all NBC
Yeah.
together. Passions to me seems like it was like the climax of how goofy soap operas could be.
Yeah.
Kind
And
of like Dark Shadows 2.0, right?
right, that's what I thought of too. Dark Shadows. Yes.
Kind of started off with Dark Shadows way back when, and
Mhm.
sort of kind of ended with Dark Shadows 2, because Passions was the most recent soap before Beyond the Gates.
Yes,
So
that
it
was
was
the
kind of
1999 soap, wasn't
right. It
it?
was kind of the climax, right, of like the initial run of the soap mountain.
And how long was it on? It was not on for,
I
was
want
it
to.
on for a decade?
I don't know about 10. I want to say at least 8 years.
Yeah.
At least 8.
Well, Jeannie, what is it, babe? You know.
Yeah,
How
I'm
many
sure
years?
you know to the moment. It was 7 years, 3 days, and 27 seconds because they changed time slots.
Yeah.
LaShawn says that Gabby 9 years. Look at that, Jeannie, right on it.
Yeah.
Gabby knows how to shoot a gun. She shot and killed Nick Fallon. I don't know who Nick Fallon is, but I'm sure he deserved it.
He was a bad guy, is what he
I
was.
bet. I bet. I was over the moon when they got on Days just after Passions ended. So it looks like Days of Our Lives is right there ready to collect.
Oh yeah.
Like, we like you. We want you to stay on the network playing
We're
this.
like, we're gonna take you, we're gonna take you, we're gonna take you. Yeah.
Look at that. 8 years on NBC and 1 year on DirecTV. So I didn't even know that the last year of Passions wasn't even on regular broadcast.
Oh
Soaps
wow.
tried. Soaps tried to,
Ooh,
to
they were ahead of their time, weren't
they were,
they?
just like All My Children and One
Wow.
Life to Live was. Soaps tried to pave that streaming path for everybody, but unfortunately they just like things like Squid Games better. I don't know.
But now is the time to really give it another try.
The big show that changed it all for streaming, and not even because it was particularly great, it's just because it was successful and people watched it, was Orange is the New Black. That
Yep.
was
And
Netflix kind
Fuller
of.
House.
Yeah, those were kind of the launches, like the first kind of Netflix streaming shows. Orange is the New Black
You know,
definitely
and,
was the
and back
first one.
and back when those shows were on, attempted to be, it streaming wasn't like how everybody was watching television
No,
yet.
no, no. I'm saying that those were the first ones that really caught on. That paved the way. That opened the gates for other
Right.
for people saying, well, I liked this show. Maybe I would like this one and this one and this
Hmm.
one. And then as time has gone on, of course, streaming has overtaken cable and broadcast when it comes to the primary way that people watch their TV shows.
You,
So all that to say, I need to make this point before we move on too far away from it and I forget about it. Orange is the New Black is a gosh darn soap opera, folks. People get tricked into watching soaps all the time.
yes.
So
Yes.
so they fell for it. They fell for it watching Orange is the New Black, watching a soap that opened up the gates for streaming. Hey. Now, if only people had given One Life to Live, All My Children, and Passions the same attempt that they gave Orange is the New Black.
Hmm.
It could have happened years earlier. And because of soap operas. Oh
They
man.
could have.
Oh, Nick Fallon was Julie's cousin. Well, we know that Julie's brother ain't no good, so that's not a point necessarily for Nick Fallon.
Oh, I do remember. I do remember now, Julie mentioning Nick and Steven.
Yeah.
Or both. Yeah, I do. Hmm. Julie believes her brother's letter saying, "Hey, I did not steal it."
That's because he gave her an impassioned speech when he was there about turning his life around, and she believes him, and I think the audience is supposed to believe him, and this was supposed to be like the big, like, if we never see this guy on the show again, know that this character is okay moment.
Yeah,
You know what I
he's
mean?
been redeemed.
He's fine. He's not out there doing schnitt. He's out there living a good life. You don't got to worry
Yeah,
about this guy no more.
right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Please, please. I wrote down a note here that says, Arrow really is a good soap opera name.
Arrow is a good soap
It's a
opera name.
great soap opera name.
And I thought the cufflink gifts of the little
Arrows,
arrows
yeah.
was kind
It
of
was it
cool.
was cute. It was
Very
cute.
thoughtful,
It was cute.
cool.
I loved it. I loved it. I love it all. I love it all. I like Days of Our Lives. I do. I enjoy watching this dumb little show. This week felt like a building week, you know? Like we built up toward the adoption. We built up toward John Black. We've built up toward deepening confrontations between Ava, Rachel Blake, Kristen, and the lot. We mentioned CPS until our faces were blue. Like, we know that's a coming. Like, it was a big building week.
Mm-hmm.
And so next week, I don't know, I haven't seen any previews, so let me know if I'm wrong, folks. But I do believe we should have a familiar face and voice on the show.
Yes, we
At
will.
least for one day, as I tell you, Marlena, there is nothing that I can tell you. I can't even tell you not to worry. I just can't say anything. You know, let's grab him. Let's get Roman out there in the jungle looking for John. Okay, I want to see more Josh Taylor. I'm ready for more Josh Taylor. Now's his time to shine.
So I saw something. I thought it was kind of interesting. So Josh Taylor, his real name is Tim. Okay. So when he went to go get his card, there was already a Tim Taylor.
Okay,
So he could not be Tim Taylor.
but it's not the Tim Taylor that we all know from Home Improvement because that came later.
Right. And that's a fictitious name too. That's a character.
Uh-huh.
But that's why and I don't remember why I chose Josh, but it had something. Yeah. Anyway, his name is Tim Taylor.
That's too bad that there was another SAG member named Tim Taylor because that is a great soap actor name. If he could, like he might not have missed that decade. But then again, he missed, I don't know if he left Days of Our Lives to do a sitcom, but he did a sitcom
I know.
with Valerie Harper until
I
Valerie
saw.
Harper quit. And then it was just his sitcom.
Yeah.
The Hogan Family or something.
Yeah.
And then also I found out that, and listen, look at me being young and not old. Not like you people. Because Marlena, she Deidre Hall, she was on a sitcom too.
She was.
Yeah, she actually left Days of Our Lives in 1986 or 87 or something, did a couple of years of a sitcom. And then I think that she came back, and that's when we had that doc scene where she's like, Roman, the flashback that we had this week.
Yes.
Where it's just a romance cover, wasn't it?
Yes,
Just
there's,
a
there's
romance novel cover.
yeah. And it reminded me of a couple of other scenes too.
Mm-hmm.
The Jesse and Angie see each other.
Mm-hmm. In the train.
Yes. And there's Robert and Anna seeing each other too, where they run
Yeah.
same kind
Just
of
kind of a classic soap moment.
so much emotion driven.
Yeah. So she left, and I found the timing to be interesting because this was shortly after John Black had been introduced, and he was Roman first. He wasn't John Black until the 90s. He was John Black, then Roman, then John Black. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole thing. Excuse me. So this was just after they had introduced him. So they went to all this trouble to reintroduce Roman Brady to the show. And I understand he's got more connections to the show than just Marlena. But they were the couple. So they'd go to all this trouble, bringing back Roman, recasting, big introduction, huge adventure, Victor Kiriakis, this sort of stuff. And then Deidre Hall says, I'm going to go do primetime. Thanks. But you know what? They left the door open. The chair was warm. Marlena Evans came back, and then left and came back, and then left and came back. And a couple of those times wasn't because she wanted to. It's because the show said, well, what else are we going to tell about your character? Oh, shoot. People stopped watching the show. Come on back. Come on back. They need you sitting behind that desk.
Yep.
They really,
There's
really,
a certain level of, well, actually, with Marlena, there's just a certain level of comfort watching her.
I agree. That it's kind of the John Black element, how I've been commenting over the course of several weeks, especially since the passing of Drake Hogestyn, that there was just something anchoring, something comfortable, something right, something that was worth it with John Black being on the show, no matter what it was, even if it was just him walking around with the baby Jude, whatever it was. It was good stuff every time. And you get that with Deidre Hall as well. And you get that with a lot of the veteran cast members of Days of Our Lives. I would say that, I don't watch Bold and the Beautiful or Young and the Restless, so I really can't speak for them. But they really use their veterans. They're older characters are in a lot of the show.
Absolutely.
It's not just
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So
You know what? The show that didn't do that all that great was All My Children. Not really.
they kept it fresh. They kept it interesting, and the young characters the new characters that came through, people were interested in. It didn't start off with Edmund. Edmund came later.
It,
Palmer. Yeah, he was old.
Yep.
He was
Yeah.
old.
Yeah. I would
Jill
say,
Larson.
yeah.
Did you see Jill Larson at Live?
No.
So Jill Larson, she played Opal
Yeah, I remember.
on All My Children. She was at Live with Kelly and what's his name, Mark.
No, I didn't
Yeah,
see
she was
it.
hanging out in the audience, and then Kelly was like, "Oh my God, is that Jill Larson?" Oh!
That's cool.
Yeah. You have to look up the clip.
I'll have to find that little clip and look at it. That's cool.
Yeah, she doesn't have red hair anymore. She's got white hair. She still looks like Jill Larson, though. Like, they could just shove her back on the soundstage. Of course, she still looks like Jill Larson. It's still her. But she still looks like Opal. They could shove her on the soundstage. If they resurrected All My Children, they could have themselves a white-haired Opal.
They could.
They could. So, the Beyond the Gates.
I think GH should hire her and make her like GH should hire her for just a little bit, just for fun for us.
She's Lucy's aunt.
And have her, have some stuff with Michael E. Knight.
She's Lucy's aunt trying to get Lucy and Martin back together. Not to completely jump off of Days of Our Lives, because it's connected tangentially, but Beyond the Gates did very well in their opening weeks, and we'll see if that trend continues. I'm not trying to be a downer or a naysayer. I'm just saying we'll see if it can continue. It's new. People are into it.
Sure, it's going to have a bubble at
It'll
first.
have a bubble at first, and it'll go down to whatever it is the real expectation is, or it won't, and it's going to stay at where it is, regardless. They're drawing in 45% more viewership than the talk did.
Well, yeah. I think people are excited that with the possibility of soaps coming back.
I'm not even necessarily, I would say us as podcasting people and fans of the genre, absolutely excited about the genre of soaps.
Sure.
I think people who are not fans of soaps are interested in seeing a scripted television show rather than 10 hours of morning talk radio on my TV.
Right.
Because that's what
Didn't
it came
that
down
fall
to.
on its butt, didn't it?
Like after all this time and all the ways that people can consume this style of entertainment now with podcasts. Hi, everybody. YouTube. Hi, everybody. Your 24-hour news networks and timelines of TikTok and social medias and X and Twitter and Instagram and all those places where you can get that content, that watching the talk, after watching Good Morning America, after watching Mornings on 2, after watching the 5 a.m. news, which is the daytime block that most of these networks have, is just too much reality.
It is.
I want to watch something soapy and stupid and scripted. That's actually conversations that people have now. Do you want to watch something scripted or do you want to watch YouTube? You know what I mean? Do you want to watch a vlogger or do you want to watch a drama? Like, people have those conversations now. What style of entertainment are you interested in?
Sure.
So to have a scripted offering is a good idea, and it's showing so far.
I have no idea if it's true or not, but I read that
GMA3?
GMA3 had a lot of cuts.
So if Beyond the Gates has shown anything, it's that people are willing to accept something that isn't a new news or talk program, and they will watch it on television. So if ABC is paying attention, and they are, they might see an opportunity for a more lucrative day.
Yeah.
It might not be some ratings juggernaut powerhouse of 8 million people watching a day or anything like that. But if they can get 2 million people watching from noon to 3, rather than having 1 million here, 2 million there for General Hospital, and then back down to like 1.5 for whatever's on after that, whatever it may be, I'm making up these numbers. But if they can see, hey, maybe we can get more consistency and a more at our high average, then that's a direction that we need to go in. Thinking like a, accountant and businessman. So I can see how that's very inspiring.
And then possibly revenue from commercials will increase because it's being watched more.
Yeah, it's being watched more, and you get this strong block of hours of entertainment that people are sticking around for and just watching commercial break after commercial, or being exposed to at least the commercial break after commercial break. On top of that, too, streaming. Peacock just back to Days. I told you it was all going to lead back to Days of Our Lives. Thanks for going on this ride with me. Days of Our Lives renewed for 2 more years. Over on Peacock.
Awesome.
So Peacock sees the value. CBS obviously sees the value because they are at a 3rd soap that is smashing their previous show that was on that network.
Yep.
There's only a matter of time before Peacock and ABC offer up a 2nd soap. It's only a matter of time. I can totally see Peacock doing a Days of Our Lives spinoff. Whatever that might look like, I can't tell you. But I can totally see them having it connected to Days of Our Lives. And not being in Salem, but being in another town. As, maybe we get Eric and Nicole to be the anchor of that show or something like that. You know what I mean? Because then you can bring in Ari Zucker and have it be less contentious because it's technically a new show.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and I'm sure there would be some people in the cast and crew that she was with at Days of Our Lives, but it would be a whole new.
And yeah, and if you were able to join us last week at 1:30 when we hung out with Julie Dove and Fido Xavier, just having a soap chat, you could see Fido, who's working. He's a director on soap operas. He's been working on Beyond the Gates. He has been and has intention to continue, and we'll see how all that pans out for him and for the show in the future. But he had directed a couple of episodes that we're bound to see very soon. And
there was 2 episodes this week because I paid attention to
there
the
you go.
director. I paid attention to the director.
I think he had one in the
credits.
first week as well.
Yes, and Fido did at least 2 episodes of the 2nd week of the Gates.
But you can see in how he was talking about the show how excited he was to be a part of it, and this is someone that's been in the genre for decades. So to have someone who's been in the genre for decades be this excited over something that's happening in something he's been working in for so long enough to not care and be jaded a little bit,
Right.
For him to be that excited over what it is that they're doing out there, it's promising.
Yeah, no, it's not like just another job, at all. It doesn't feel that way for, when we're talking to him. He is very excited, and it's really, got his creative juices flowing.
Yeah, so check that out, folks. If you missed it on the channel, if you weren't there with us live, it's still there. You can get the replay. So check that out. Give that a click here in between this podcast and the next one that we're doing. We're going to talk about General Hospital. We pretty much covered all of the main bits of Days of Our Lives. You know how Days goes. It's very detailed. It's a very detailed show. But that also means that you don't have 50 characters coming through. And we really talked about it all. But it's good, though, because it makes it fit in that nice tight hour, 10 minutes podcast. A little predictable time frame for Days of Our Lives. Okay, folks, that's it. I need another cup of coffee because we're going to talk about General Hospital at 11.
At 11? What time is it right now?
It's 10:19.
Yeah.
So I hope that everybody's rested as well as you can be because we sprung forward today. We sure did. So snatched an hour of our rest from us. But I'm glad that y'all joined us live right here on YouTube to talk about Days of Our Lives. We're going to do it again next week, Mom. I hope you can join me. And maybe Angela will be with us. I don't know. The professor is out. And one day she'll be back in.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, support her. Go to pettyprattle.com. They've been putting up spoilers and opinion pieces and all sorts of different stuff. You can also see
the professor has not joined us on our dummy show lately, but she is out there.
She's out there. You can follow her on Twitter at Brooklyn74. You can go to pettyprattle.com and read all of the spoilers and opinion pieces that she puts up there. And you can also see her over on the Suds and Squared Circle channel, Suds News Entertainment. I don't know exactly what it's called, but
she's still doing a show with
she started up her own Beyond the Gates with Vinny as well. So that's a big old Monday night, like into the wee hours of the night. Really, they're doing this. So you can get your Sunday mornings with Matt and Kat, your Sunday afternoons with James Lott Jr., And then your Monday nights into the wee hours with Angela and Vinny. So go check all that out.
Yep.
Look at that. Jeannie Watches Sons also on Monday. There you go. Anyway, we'll see you at 11. Like this video if you had a good time. Subscribe to the channel if you want some more. Remember to always step up to the plate and swing for the fences. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And we'll see you at 11 for 10th Floor Talk.